A quarter of all Americans do not have access to a primary care physician. As a doctor working in universal healthcare, that is a hard pill to swallow. But even when we have a doctor and it's free, we still don't always see one when we should. We've all been there. So I don't take it personally. The demand for natural and home remedies is at an all-time high. But some of these treatments can be dangerous and have quite severe side effects in certain situations. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 7 home and natural remedies that are safe and backed by the science and how to use them. The first of those is that garlic for athlete's foot is a surprisingly effective treatment. And athlete's foot is a fungal infection which is gotten from having sweaty feet and contact with contaminated surfaces. The American Society of Dermatology actually compared 1% ajoine, which is a component of garlic, against the most common over-the-counter treatment and found that the garlic treatment was 100% effective in clearing the athlete's foot compared to the antifungal, which was only 94% effective. A word of caution though, do not apply raw garlic directly to your feet, as over a period of time it will alkalinize the skin and cause a garlic burn, as one lady learned the hard way. She was incredibly dedicated though and continued for 4 weeks despite getting the burn from the garlic. Do not do that. Instead, what you should do is crush 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, put them in a basin filled with water, allow your feet to soak in them for 30 minutes twice a day for 4 weeks. Now, the cost of this treatment is that your feet will smell strongly of garlic. So if that's not something you tolerate, or if it's not working for you, then please see your physician. Our next treatment is for you spice lovers out there. Chili is not just good for flavoring food, it is also really good for pain and soreness. The active ingredient in the chili, capsaicin, acts on your nerve fibers by releasing a chemical called substance P that gives your nerves this feeling of heat, which there is then followed by numbness, relieving some pain. Now, drug companies are aware of this and there's strong research backing its use in pain, but the cream can be expensive and hard to find. But I have good news for you. You can recreate the effect of that cream at home by combining 3 chilies with a cup of coconut oil inside a saucepan, simmering slowly for 5 minutes, then allowing the solution to cool and then applying to the affected area. So you have your own homegrown coconut cream. Just please resist the urge to try and eat it or rub your eyes afterwards. Spicy eyes, ouch. Our next remedies for those who would pick up a fiber sachet when they're feeling bunged up. What if I were to tell you that there is a natural alternative that works even better than the fiber sachet? That's right, it's a fruit loved by Alexander the Great and Confucius alike. It is the wonderful prune. A 14-week crossover trial actually assessed people with chronic constipation taking 50 grams of prunes twice a day and found that their stool frequency was more regular and softer than those who were taking 11 grams of psyllium, and they had an equivalent amount of fiber. So the researchers decided that it was something other than the fiber that gave prune its edge, and that's right, it was sorbitol. This is usually used as a natural sweetener and allows water to be pulled in to the bowel, creating the softer stool. Now, what about prune juice, you might ask? Well, fiber is filtered when making prune juice from the fruit, and so in 1 8-ounce serving of prune juice there's about 2.6 grams of fiber, and in the equivalent weight of fruit there is 6 times more fiber. So if you are after maximal effects, I would recommend going with the fruit instead. Although a word of caution for those of you trying to lose weight, there are a lot of calories in prunes as is quite condensed, so watch out for that and make sure you account for it in your diet plan. Now the results are promising with prunes, but if you are suffering from other symptoms with chronic constipation, such as bleeding, any weight loss or IBS symptoms, then you should be taking advice from your physician and not a YouTube video. Next treatment is useful for everyone to know, and that's because we all know someone who has had warts. They are small lumps on the skin caused by the virus HPV, and they can appear on our feet or in more sensitive areas of the body, such as around the groin area. Now, your doctor may tell you that these will go away in a month without any treatment, but for those that may want things to move faster, you can cover the wart with a small piece of tape. You may ask, tape, what does that do? Well, the oxygen-loving virus gets starved of its air and allows the body to fight it quicker. So to use this method, make sure you're not allergic to the tape. Apply that small piece of tape to the area for 3 to 5 days. Remove it, rub the area with a pumice stone and some water, and allow it to breathe for 10 to 12 hours, and then reapply the tape and repeat for 4 to 6 weeks. And a top tip, it might be cheating telling you this in a natural video, but if you want things to heal as quickly as possible, you can mix that tape with a topical salicylic acid wart solution, and that will lock in the solution and allow it to work even faster. Do not use tape in sensitive areas. If you do have those, then please, once again, see your physician. Now, you may not know this, but almost everyone has had herpes. That is 90% of people have actually had a cold sore in the past, but they wouldn't know about it because when the virus isn't replicating and causing pain, it is sitting dormant inside the nerve cells. Now, when it does come out and cause a cold sore, then you can use something called acyclovir, but as a tablet or a cream, it needs to be taken 5 times a day. Sometimes there is resistance and it can be difficult to get hold of or expensive. So back in 2003, some researchers tried to find natural ways to kill the herpes virus, and they assessed lots of different oils, including lemongrass oil, and found that it inhibited the herpes virus most out of all of the different types. Of course, things in real life are very different to how they are outside the body in a petri dish, so a later study in 2008 checked and found that the lemongrass oil also inhibited the viral replication in a monkey kidney. And later studies showed that the lemongrass oil reduced the severity and duration of the cold sores. There are still more studies to be done in humans, so you can try the lemongrass oil for a cold sore. It may work. If it does, happy days. Or it may not work, and if it doesn't, then at least you will have lemony fresh breath. But other things that you can do to help with the cold sore are things like apply SPF 15, some sunscreen to the area, and stay hydrated, as well as practice good hand hygiene to stop it from spreading. Remedy number 6 is that herb that keeps you minty fresh, that has more benefits than you may have been aware of. And different subclasses of mint actually have those different benefits. For example, you have Wintergreen, which has a active ingredient named methyl salicylate that works in a similar way to capsaicin, and by providing almost a cold burn to the skin and then producing a numbness, helping with pain. And another subset is peppermint, for example, which is particularly helpful as a treatment in IBS. And basically that helps with the spasm inside the bowel, as well as reduce abdominal pain and any diarrhea that someone with IBS may have. And it does so, usually the theory is that it opens up the anti-pain channels inside the bowel to have that effect. Quite impressive if you ask me. And last but not least is for any current or future parents out there. You all know the incredible health benefits of breastfeeding, and that can produce great anxiety for families because sometimes mother may have difficulty producing enough breast milk. There are chemicals known as galactagogues that are in the pharmaceutical industry, which help to boost milk production, but you may not know that there are natural versions of these as well. The most commonly known one is Fenugreek, which can be had in tea, and some other ones are fennel or even blessed thistle. The most important thing is that studies have shown that these are safe to use while breastfeeding and do not have any adverse effects on the neonate, and larger studies have shown some evidence, although it has been mixed, on that these can boost milk production and therefore infant weight. It is really important if you're breastfeeding or pregnant to check if any supplements you are using could have any detrimental effects to the child. And some examples of these that could be dangerous are things like vitamin A, vitamin E, and black cohosh, so be aware of those. Now, those are all of our natural remedies. I hope you have found those interesting. A word of warning is that none of these actually substitute from a management plan from your physician, and these can be used alongside that management plan. Always check with them before going ahead with any treatments. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please hit a like and let me know what you've learned in the comment section below, and any experiences you may have had with any of these treatments. Do spend a lot of time researching the videos for you, so I hope you benefit from them. If you do like this one, then the YouTube algorithm will magically generate a suggestion here of a video you will like as well, so check that out too. I will see you in the next one. As always, stay healthy and stay happy. Take care.